Right. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This evening, my special guest is a keyboard player, a flautist, let's get it right, singer, MD, all round top guy, should I say, Mr. Lex Cameron. How you doing, Lex? Long time no
Hey,
see.
Ron. Very
Man,
well. Thanks for calling me.
it's
Thanks for
nice
having me
to
on
have
board.
you on the show, sir. It's great to have you on the show, but it's even better now that we can do it there like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because everything's suddenly came to a abrupt stop about a year ago.
Right.
Gigs went just vanished, work vanished, everything vanished, and I thought
Yeah.
this is not going to go well for a lot of people. But we're still here.
We still made it. We made it
We
through.
we got through all of that. If we got through that, we can get through anything,
Tell me about it.
and now we can just crack on with things. But other than that, how have you been, sir?
I've been okay. The last year has been a little bit up and down. We had the infections in the family, but
Oh,
most of us, yeah, yeah. I mean, my immediate family, we all had it, but we've come through.
good, good.
And now we're in 2021, and it looks promising for us to come out of it. And music's still happening. I've been able to do a few things in
Hmm.
that time and use the time to start working on some new stuff and practice and stuff. So I'm in a good place at this minute. Thank you very
Well,
much.
that's all we can wish for at this moment.
Right.
That's all. We're alive. We can talk. We can do things or carry on doing things, which is, as far as I'm concerned, top class. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Now, I've been doing the show for a while, and I've had many guests on, but none anything like yourself.
Oh,
And the
well,
reason why I say that is because we're both from the same side of town. That's the first thing. That was which is cool. Didn't realize that after all these years.
yeah.
But every time I see you play, I know the amount of work that goes into setting things up, and you're the only person I see. You're up there and you're smiling.
Mhm.
You're, for want of a better word, having a lot of fun doing what you enjoy,
Right, right.
and
Yeah.
it's a good look because it makes the music feel better.
Right, yeah, it's infectious, right?
Oh, very
If
much.
you're watching
Yeah,
someone have a good time, we
you want
empathize,
to
and
take
so
part
we
of it.
can
Yeah,
put ourselves
yeah.
into it.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I remember the
It's
last time
important.
I saw you, it was with Imani at Pizza Express in Dean Street,
Hmm.
and it was Emlyn Francis on guitar,
Yeah,
Carl on percussion and drums.
and that would be Colin McNeish on bass.
That's the one. Yeah, I could never remember his name. That's right. Yeah, Colin McNeish.
Yeah, yeah,
And I saw you play, and I thought, yes, it's nice to see that everyone was having fun. And
yeah.
then
It
you
was a
pulled out
nice
the
gig.
flute
Ah,
in the
yeah.
middle of a song, and I thought, where did that come from? Didn't know you
Uh,
played flute.
no, I picked it up in 1999. I was on tour
Oh,
on
okay.
the road with a band called Urban Species,
Oh.
and in the middle of the tour, we were back in London for a day, and I went into the shop because I always loved the sound of the flute,
Hmm.
and I went into a Yamaha shop and I picked one up, and I asked the lady how you blow it, and she said, you put it this way, you make your mouth go like that,
Hmm.
and I blew it and I made the sound, and she goes, not many people can make a sound the first time. She goes, well
Yeah,
done.
first time. Oh.
Yeah. So I said, yeah, I'll have this. So I just took it, and I literally didn't put it down. When I say I didn't put it down, I mean I literally didn't put it down because when you want to learn something, you have
You're
to.
on it all the
For
time.
me, I have to be
Hmm.
obsessive about it. So I'll tell you a quick story.
Yep.
I had it on the tour bus with me all the time. I had it at dinner. I had it in my hand just to keep the feeling of the flute in my hand.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to go. I had to go and pick my son up. He was little from nursery, and I asked my sister to drive so that I could play the flute in the car.
No, you
You
were
understand?
serious, man. Yeah.
I was very serious. But here's the thing, Ron. 3 months after I bought it, I was at Ronnie Scott's with Tony Remy playing flute.
What?
You understand? But that's because I put the time in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was obsessive about it. So if I have to learn something, I'm really, really, really serious about it.
Wow,
And
you weren't playing around. You just thought, you know what? Nah, this needs to be under my belt.
I want to be able to do it. I wanted to be able to play it, and I would just, and it was new. That's the other thing. I've been playing music for a long time, but at that time,
You'd never done that,
and
so
so it
this
was,
is yeah.
yeah, it was new and it was exciting, and just wow, this new thing I could do, or just do it at least, do it to a certain degree that people
Wow.
will employ you.
Well, it's good when you can, because I had a similar experience. My friend went off to Japan for 6 weeks,
Mm.
and he wanted to keep his double bass somewhere, but somewhere safe. I said, "I'll tell you what, bring it round to mine and leave it with me." And he's gonna tell you what, I'll do a deal with you. I thought, what deal's that? So if you can learn to play one song on that double bass by the time I get back,
Mm.
you can use it whenever you want it.
Wow.
And I thought, challenge accepted.
There you go. What was the song?
It was Summertime.
Oh, right. Nice,
Nice and
nice.
simple, nice and
Yeah,
straightforward.
yeah,
So I thought, you know what? You know the song because you can play it on the electric anytime, but the
yeah.
double is a different discipline.
It's much harder. You need
Yes,
stronger hands, right?
your
Yeah,
fingers have to be stronger.
yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So I had it in my room for 6 weeks,
Wow.
and for days at a time, I'd be on it until I had cramp, and the pain was
Right.
just excruciating. And I
Wow.
thought, whatever happens, I'm going to learn a song on this. When he
Mm.
got back, I could do 5 songs.
Oh, look at that.
That's
That's what I'm talking about.
Because when he came back, he's gone right. Show me what you've learned. Thinking one
Yeah,
song, so I went from one to the other, and he's gone. You're not mucking about. So nope. If you're
yeah.
here to learn,
Exactly.
you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
If you're gonna muck
There are
about,
no
you're gonna muck
excuses.
about.
Right. Exactly.
But now it was great doing it because now, if I can just get a gig on double somewhere, then I'll be a very happy man. You know,
Yeah.
you'll see if I can find
Yeah.
an electric upright because it's a lot smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
things are huge, and
Yeah.
it's not so much heavy; it's just awkward and
Yeah.
very fragile. So you got to be real careful with it. But other than that, a lovely
Mm.
sounding instrument.
Yeah.
Double
It
bass.
is. It is.
That's how that goes. But that's my experience with music, and ever since then, I've always been pushing to get
Yeah.
to another level.
Yeah.
Not to mimic anyone, just to be
Mm.
better than I was last week. That's all.
Yeah. That's a good plan actually.
Oh, it's always nice. Now, we spoke earlier
Yeah.
about your top 5 songs,
Mm.
because that's what this show is all about. Because
Ah.
everyone sees what you do, everyone hears what you do. And I'm
Right.
thinking, well, he gets an influence from somewhere.
For
And
many
usually
places.
what you listen to dictates that
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point.
Very true. Very true.
So, what
Oh.
would you say your top 5 go to songs are for your
Right.
play?
Okay. So as we said before,
Hmm.
the 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 top my top five would change depending on when you're asking me,
Ah,
right? Because I'm not someone that sort of says this is my favorite or that is my
and it's
favorite.
set in
You know,
stone. Yeah.
yeah, it says that. Yeah, I've never been like that about anything really. But there are songs at a certain time points in my life
Hmm.
had an effect on me. You know what I mean? And they stand out and they move me in one way or another that push me forward musically.
Hmm.
And one of the earliest songs that really got inside me was actually Natural Mystic by Bob Marley.
Hmm.
Because my dad had Exodus on the cassette tape, remember those, in the car,
Oh, yeah.
right? And it would, I'd be in the back of the car and this song would just slowly come in. It was just like this quiet but strong, determined, and meaningful song that
Hmm.
would start and it would take you into this place with that one chord, it just set itself up so nicely. And then the way Bob delivered it and the lyrics and the mystery and the brass lines are very bold,
Yes.
majestic,
Hmm.
Ba-da, ba-da. So it was just a beautiful, and I have synesthesia as well. So I kind of see things when I hear music,
Yeah. Hmm.
if you like. So it just created this whole sensation for me that was really I just felt the song. I just really, really felt it. It really moved me. So, and there are loads of other Bob Marley songs,
Mm.
but
But that one
the,
stands out for you.
that one in particular, yeah.
Mm.
And then there's an Earth, Wind and Fire moment, I call it to me, because almost anything by Earth, Wind and Fire could be in the top five, or I could
Yep.
find top five Earth, Wind and Fire songs, right? Quite easily. But one day, I there was this period when I was just buying records. That was my learning, just buying records, buying records, buying records. And I went into a shop and I bought a couple of records with these particular stickers on. I didn't recognize the stickers. So when I went to pay for the two records, the guy said to me, "Oh, look, you can get another one for free because, they've got the stickers on." So I just picked up one, and it was an album by Earth, Wind and Fire called All in All, right?
Oh.
And I hadn't heard it before at that time. So I took it home, and I actually had headphones on, and then I put it on my dad's stereo, and I heard All in All for the first time, and it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away, because it starts differently, to how it continues. If you like, the intro to it is misleading, but as soon as it starts, it's like this wall of vocals, and wall of harmony and brass, and this big lick that Maurice White sings, and then this groove that comes in, with Birdie and White on bass. Because actually, bass is another. We can mention bass is another one of the instruments I played back in the day.
Really?
As well. Yeah. So a friend of mine gave me a bass guitar, so that was one of my. But after acoustic guitar, I had bass guitar, and keyboards kind of simultaneously with that. So I was just appreciating what was in that song. All in All was just an incredible groove, and the brass lines, because I love to produce and arrange. The arrangement of the brass lines are amazing. So that was like, again, with the synesthesia, that was like an acid trip for me. You know what I mean? It was just like my head was just going all over the place.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So yeah, and then another song, with like one of my favorite albums is "I Want You" by Marvin Gaye, and that's written by Leon Ware. It was co-written by Leon Ware, and a lot of and I was very fortunate to work with Leon Ware. Obviously, before he died a few years ago, but in 2014, I did a few gigs with Leon Ware. That was amazing, and I actually got to play this song, which is one of my favorite songs, and it's "Come Live With Me" by Marvin Gaye off the album. And yeah, it's a beautiful song. I mean, the whole album's incredible. I play it from beginning to end. That's one of the albums I play from beginning to end. Right? And there aren't many of those. But the outro of this song, "Come Live With Me," just takes me personally on this emotional journey. Again, because of the sensitivity to the chords and the harmonies that Marvin and Leon put together.
Wow.
That song, I just drift off when I hear that song.
So it sends you to another place.
It takes me to another place, yeah. And to play it, to be inside it, was just like heaven. To play it was just, it's incredible. With the man that wrote it, yeah. And then, so that's three. Now, the problem is, with the rest of the songs, there could be anything from, any other Bob Marley, any other Earth, Wind and Fire, any other Stevie Wonder, any other Michael Jackson song. Could be, you know what I mean? Could be anything. So I'll pull something out of the air and just say, oh my word. I'm trying to think of a Stevie song, but there's so many. There are so many. Oh God, yeah. There are too many Stevie songs to me. I remember falling in love with the Jacksons' Triumph album. I remember Heartbreak Hotel being a song that's
just, the one that got me. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister bought me that, and I just couldn't stop playing it.
When I heard that track, I heard the whole album, and I thought, but when I got to that particular track, I thought, oh, hang on a minute, this is different.
Yeah.
The whole, even when it starts up, it's different.
Yeah.
And that got my attention. So whenever I play any of the Jacksons, that's on the list first for me.
Yeah. I mean, and again, before that, even there's a song that actually, written by Leon Ware, that Michael Jackson did, which "I Want to Be Where You Are." That's another beautiful song. you know. But again, there are so many. I Almost There by Michael Jackson. I'm trying to think. To be fair, I got a name of Stevie one. And it probably won't be one of the big hits. It'll be something, you know. Let me think. Um, You and I is a beautiful song, actually. I've sung that a couple of times.
Really?
It's a ballad, yeah. I
Hmm.
don't know if you know it.
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, I know the one.
You and I is a beautiful song. Um, oh gosh, I just love everything from Stevie Wonder, man. Anything off the songs, The Key of Life. It's really difficult, Ron. This is really, really, really hard. It's really, really hard.
I had a drummer
Um,
on a few weeks ago,
yeah,
and he said to me, "Ron, I can give you probably 20 or 30,
yeah,
but to get
exactly.
it down to the five is nigh on impossible." And I thought,
Yeah, really, really, because your
because
mind just
everyone's
keeps.
got a different take on certain musics, especially when they're playing at the level that they're playing at, because every day it changes,
Yeah,
and it's those changes that kind
yeah,
of make people think different when they're playing something or writing something even. And
yeah.
I thought, well, if you was to tell them, bring it down to a number, what would it be, and then what would the tracks be? But they will
Mm,
change on a regular basis, so it's difficult at best. I know, because even if
yeah,
you said to me, well, what's your five? I've got 20 right now,
yeah,
but to squeeze 15 out to say it's like, I don't really want to. Wouldn't do it justice. Wouldn't do it justice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just how many have I'm not how many have I named so far?
You got three so far.
I've got three.
Yeah, you got
Well, I
three
mean, you can
stroke
put. I
four.
tell, look, as look, I'm a Michael Jackson fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Human Nature's another beautiful song.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I do love that one as well. Um, so you can choose any one of those you want. You know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
could be Heartbreaker, so with Human Nature, it could be Wanna Be Where You Are, any one of those. So it doesn't matter which one you want to write down.
Oh, okay.
And then and then and probably something else I haven't even thought of. and then,
Oh, I'll find something. Don't worry, I'll find
yeah,
something.
and then with a Stevie, actually, there's a song that I wouldn't say it's my favorite Stevie Wonder song as such, right? But
Hmm.
I would say it's a song that I learned a lot from technically, and it's Creeping. Now, Luther Vandross sang Creeping. A lot of people know it
That's
as
right.
Luther
Yeah,
Vandross. Yeah, but Stevie Wonder wrote it. It's a Stevie Wonder song.
I did not
Yeah,
know that.
right. Okay. So Stevie's version um, is the one I heard first, and I learned to play it, and it taught me a hell of a lot about composition and about the relationship and why. But basically, what it is, Stevie uses some amazing chords,
Hmm.
but why it works so well is that it's theoretically really sound and quite simple. So he keeps his left hand really simple. He
Hmm.
uses basic theory, but his right hand is where magic is. It's the
Ah.
extensions. You know what I mean? So he will do like what we call in music 2-5-1, which is a standard movement.
Yeah.
But on his right hand, the extensions is where all the colors come from, which is why he's able to move around keys so well. He does it really right within music theory,
Hmm.
but has amazing extensions and a great knowledge of where he's going. So I learned a lot from that song, which is one of the reasons I love it so much.
Wow. That's
But yeah,
serious.
yeah,
Well, I think
yeah, yeah.
that's five now. That,
That's probably five.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's five now. Yeah, that's five now.
yeah, that'll do.
You did good to get it that far. You really did good to get because
Yeah,
everybody's got a
tomorrow
different
again,
take.
like we said, tomorrow it would have been a different five,
Something
but yeah,
somebody else. Yeah, yeah. It'll
yeah,
be somebody.
but that's that. Yeah.
It's always the way. It's always the way. Now your playing career has spanned. I wouldn't say an eternity because it seems that way to me.
No,
Because
it's literally crossed over 5 decades,
whoa,
which
five
sounds weird.
decades.
Yeah, me being as young as I am, we got to talk about that. But basically, it started in the late 80s.
Yeah,
So if you count the 80s till now, that's
that's
crossed over into five different decades.
whoa. But you
It
are
hasn't been
well
50
versed in
years.
all of
It's
them.
been yeah, it's
Yeah,
been 30 something years, but crossed over 5 different decades.
but
So
you
it's
are
a long
so
time.
well versed in what you do. If nobody has seen you play, then something's wrong because you have
So,
played with well everybody. I'll just put it that way.
a lot of people, a lot of genres. Yeah, a lot of my heroes, which has been amazing.
That
A
must
lot of
be
the rock,
awesome, just to play
yeah,
with people that you've admired for the longest time, and now you're there playing for them. That's just crazy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, from a child, because my parents are Jamaican, so
Hmm.
at home we had reggae and we had you know ska, but and rock steady. But my dad loved all types of music, so we had everything from the Beatles and blues and New Orleans jazz and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and even Elvis. So we had a wide range of stuff. So some of these to get to play with some of the people. One of the things I heard was Prince Buster, like a
Oh yeah,
king of
yeah,
ska,
yeah.
right? So as a child, I had Prince Buster records at home, and one day I got to work with Prince Buster, and for me, that was like
You must have been buzzing.
amazing. Yeah, I was a baby in listening to those records, and to get to
Hmm.
work with him or Desmond Decker,
Yeah.
you know, it was amazing. Absolutely, I've had a really good time. I'm blessed. I can't complain.
Wow. So you played for Omar,
Yeah,
Imani,
yeah.
Misha Paris. Uh,
Beach Paris, Soul to Soul, Loose Ends. I was Sugar Babes musical director for the first three number ones.
wow.
Um, Tiny Temper,
Hmm.
um, and one in the modern era. Um, we did a lot of TV stuff, a lot of it's almost like modeling really, but we did a lot of TV stuff back in the day, myself and Dave Whitehall. So a
Hmm.
lot of the top of the pop stuff we did. Oh, I did
Oh,
Roachford. That
okay.
was that was my first big band, if you like, was Roachford.
Roachford.
That was
Oh
my
man,
first
I love
big
that
band.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every
Lovely
time
man.
I hear him perform, if he does anything live online, I'm there.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's amazing.
Because just listening to him sing is just awesome anyway, and
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
gets on with it. But like, he's just he's one of those musicians that I, as a person, look up to
Oh, me too. Yeah,
because he sits there and he's not making a big thing about it. He just does what he does and he does it well.
yeah. And he's always been able to. And I met him in '89,
Hmm.
and I went down his house where he was at Elephant and Castle, and his ability to just play and sing together, he's way beyond me at that point, and I was just so impressed by how efficient he was. He was
Yeah.
just never off. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? He was playing, and his voice was so powerful, and he was never off. And I love him. We're still really good friends.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and yeah, I admire him no end. He's an amazing songwriter, underrated
Yes, I
songwriter.
can vouch for that. Yeah.
His,
Yeah.
his songwriting is just incredible.
It's not every day you come across someone who is what's the word as versatile
Yeah,
and he makes it look so easy,
yeah,
much like
yeah.
yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Andrew does make it look too easy. As a matter of fact, I could have had one of Andrew's songs in my top five. I really could. There's a song he wrote called "I Want to Be Loved by You," which I really, really love.
Hmm.
And Kathleen off the first album, I used to love playing that.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I had
yeah,
no idea that. Well, it's great when you hear things like this. It's like, man, these people have worked hard on what they're doing.
mm,
It now flows effortlessly, easily with them,
yeah.
and just to see them doing it, to me, that's an honor.
Mm,
So as soon as this lockdown stuff sorts itself out and we can get back to going out to places like Pizza Express and things like that, live
yeah.
gigs, I'm gonna be all over it because every time
Oh
I go,
man.
I'm always with my camera,
Oh
and
yeah,
every
yeah,
time
yeah.
you know, come on, you know,
I know. I've got to say, Ron, I really appreciate your support of all of us. You're there and you're supporting, you're taking pictures and you're promoting. I've got to say, you know, kudos to you, props to you for that.
well,
People
thank
that
you.
that
It's an
do what
honor
you're
to
doing is
be
really
there.
important.
It's great to go somewhere where you can listen to some really good music after you've
Mm,
had a week of whatever you've been through, to sit and listen to
mm,
some live music. And when you look up on the stage, all the people that are there, you actually personally know them.
mm.
That's a good feeling in itself because when they have the break and you sit and you chat with them, it makes you feel part of the band, literally.
Right.
because
Yeah.
you can actually talk to them. Sometimes you go to
Yeah.
a gig and you don't feel it
Mm,
because you're not in the mood or whatever. But by the end of that gig,
mm,
your mind would have changed, your mood has changed, and you can
yeah.
take on the world after that. And that's because it's music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus some
Totally.
good food as well. So, oh yeah,
Gotta
got to be that, got to be that.
have some nice grub with it. Yeah, to
Oh yeah,
satisfy
oh yeah,
ourselves, right?
definitely. But now it's crazy when you see how things have turned from before lockdown to
Mm,
now.
yeah.
Because now I believe a lot of people understand what it's like not to go and see someone that you want to go and see.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because before it was, I wouldn't say taken for granted, because you'd
Mm,
know this week I'm playing here, I'm going there, doing that jam session. If I don't see you this week, I'll see you next week.
yeah.
That is literally how it works. And then when you were rehearsing, you're rehearsing because you had to get to that gig.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
rehearsing because no, I need to work on my technique. No. It's for that gig.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's all everyone's taken a step back. I know I have, and looked and
Mm,
thought, you know what? Work on yourself before you
mm,
go out there and do anything else. Because if you
yeah.
go out there as confident as you can be, it shows.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Just in the way you
As
present
prepared as you
yourself
can
and
be.
whatnot. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been wonderful. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play again. Definitely.
Yeah. Live, man. We're all chomping at the bit. We're
Oh,
all
you
chomping
can't
at the
beat
bit.
live. You cannot beat
Yeah.
live. Doing the live
No.
stuff online, it's all right, but it's just
Yeah.
not the same.
No. We can't wait. We can't wait. But the end is in sight.
Hmm.
Fingers crossed.
Well,
Yeah.
they say so. We'll wait and see. Just wait and see. But
Yeah.
until then, I shall be practicing a lot
Good.
my photography as well, because all this stuff that's coming up now, it's got to be captured.
Mm,
And what I've been doing for the past nearly a year now is all the gigs I've been going to. Every weekend, I'll post up some pictures of a live gig situation,
right.
and a lot of people are commenting saying, you know what, I'm looking forward to going back out, but I'm glad you caught those moments so that
Mm,
those who didn't go can see what they were missing.
yeah.
So when the new ones
Yeah.
come around again now, they're going to be all out there supporting as you do for live music,
Yeah.
which to
Yeah.
me
We
is the
can't wait.
best thing to do. Now, before you go, sir,
Yeah.
would you like to say hello to anybody? And where can we find you on social media?
Right. I would like to say hello to all music listeners. I'd like to say hi. I mean, I don't know who's going to be catching this, but all my friends in the music, all my peers, can't wait for us to be hanging out together again. Um, yeah, just love to everyone basically. And sorry, what was the other question?
Do you teach?
I do teach. I
Mm-hmm.
do teach. And you can. So you asked me where you can find me on
That's it. We can. That's right. Yeah.
social media.
Almost forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram, LexMD22, and I'm on Facebook, Lex Cameron. And between those two, you can find all you need to know. On Instagram, I'll be posting. Well, I post everything on everywhere. The gigs will be
Ah,
posted with posts.
okay,
You know.
good. Well, Lex, once again, thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah. Thank
It's
you,
been
bro.
great catching up. Hopefully, next time
Likewise.
we can catch up in person the way we normally do.
I. Yeah, that's what it's gonna
It needs to be that. It needs to be. It's been
be.
a year is too long not to see people.
Right.
But at
Tell me
least we
about it.
have this and we can do this. So this is good enough.
Yeah.
This will do for now.
Communicate.
But thank you very much for your time, Lex,
All right.
anyway.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Take care, everyone.
Take it easy.